we're going to do it different this time. Welcome to the Flat Track Factory at Quarterley Racing. Dale Quarterley. Thanks for having us back.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah. We haven't even spoken a word about why I wanted to come up with what we want to talk about, because the things that we talk about off camera are oftentimes exactly what people want to hear. So for those of you that have been begging for me to come back to talk to Dale, here we are. Dale, what do you want to talk about today?
I'm going to see if I can find a picture here. Give me 1 second.
Okay. I figure we probably need to talk about the last race at GTR. That's kind of a lot of setup stuff and race struggles. I think that might be an interesting story. One topic anyway.
It's funny. We were just talking about some of that a minute ago with one of my race car buddies, and the conversation is basically based over back to what are we really doing. Except in this case is what was it really doing, and what we were talking about was the hardest thing I have found trying to help my son flat track the bikes is chasing the racetrack. That I don't know dirt. I mean, there's dirt gods out there that
I don't know that you don't know dirt. I'm not sure I believe that.
well, I know how to get dirty. I'm not sure I know dirt, not like those guys know dirt. And the last few weeks, that's what's been happening. We've been chasing the dirt, which is everybody's like, you're chasing the racetrack. No, you're not chasing the racetrack. You're chasing the dirt.
And the atmospheric conditions and things like that, right? Yeah.
So I want to show you one quick thing. Splice this in any way you want.
Sure.
One quick thing. One quick thing was years ago, we used to go motorcycle road racing. I have some pictures here. They don't really matter, but I'd win 4 or 5 classes a weekend, and I'd leave them with trophies. And I'm 18 years old, and on the way, I'm taking plaques and throwing them on the ground. We're skateboarding back to the truck, and we get to the truck, we throw them in the rubbish. We go home. We're making 4 or 5 trophies a weekend. I don't need all these stupid things, right? It's actually a nuisance to go get them. That's not why I'm there. I didn't go to win a trophy. I went to see how fast I could go. So I'm not putting certain pieces together. So eventually, the gentleman running the deal, which is, if people know Woodcraft, Eric Wood's father, Jerry Wood, was my mentor. And he pulls me aside and says, Dale, we're going to have a conversation. I'm like, okay. So he says, we've had a couple complaints about the trophy situation. He said, but before you say anything, I realize they're your trophies. You gave blood for them. You crashed for them. They're your trophies. You can do what you want. He says, but what I want to remind you is there's people here that have been racing for years that have never got
won
on the podium ever in their life. And you're throwing trophies down and skateboarding on them like they're nothing. He says, which to you, they are nothing. You're winning 4 or 5 a weekend, but they just don't have that ability or that mechanical aptitude to get themselves to win a circle. And if you don't mind, we need to do something. He never once said stop. He just kept on saying we need to do something. And I said from that moment on, Jerry, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. So that's 1982 or 83. So last year at Bobber, this year at Bobber, I win Vintage Superbike and Sound of Thunder 3. I win the SV650 race on my 400. And I win the vintage race on my 82 GPZ 1100, which at the moment, 15 for 15. It has yet to lose a race.
Oh, wow.
So when I go to get the trophies, they're back to back. When I get the second one, I have the announcer, I hand both trophies to him and said, hey, I want to donate these to the Cornerworkers. And he's like looking at me like I'm retarded. What do you mean? I'm like, just have a raffle or something. I want to donate them to the Cornerworkers. Because I don't want to say I don't want them. I'm in front of 300 people. I'm just donating them back. So he's like, okay, that would be great. He says, okay, we'll auction them off. I'm like, this is a good idea. So we leave. The next day, a gentleman comes up to me and says, hey, I bought your trophies. Well, come to find out, it's a gentleman we had a corner spin. You and I had a corner spin.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it's a gentleman that just was not getting stuff done. He just was not getting stuff done. And I finally pulled him aside and I yelled at him. And he's I don't know how old he is. He's older than I am, though. And I'm yelling at this guy. And I'm actually yelling at him. And I'm like, dude, I get you came here with your buddies. And I get that you tried everything you could. All you're trying to do is not look bad in front of your buddies. You're not doing anything we're asking you to do. You're completely wasting your time. Our time, your money, everything about it is a waste. You might as well freaking go home. Because I'm done wasting time. So he's like, yep. And I'm like, hey, I don't even want to hear it. Because I got my helmet on, I'm still sitting on my bike, and I just started up, I drive away. I don't give the guy a chance to rebut me. About 10 minutes later, he comes back over and says, what do you want me to do? And I say, okay, well, and I run him through the drills we had done all day. We start back at the beginning. We run him through a couple of drills. By the end of the day, within an hour, he's freaking flying. He fell down twice, which you're going 6 miles an hour in the dirt, right? Who cares? He falls down twice. Anyways, this is, I don't know if we can see this.
I'll take a picture of it and overlay it for him.
This is a picture of the two of us at Barber. That gentleman bought the trophies. $600 he bought the trophies for.
Wow.
No, $800. No, $600, and he paid him another $200 if I would sign them. So of course I had to ask, do I get the $200? And you know what the answer was, right?
No.
No. So from a lesson I learned in 1983, 2021,
Yeah.
$800 went to the Cornerworkers. In every race I go to now, I donate the trophies back.
Yeah. I mean, what would we do without corner workers?
Well, you can't run without Cornerworkers, right? They don't
No.
get paid. They're in the
yeah.
sun all day long.
That's terrible.
You're watching in the road racing, we get stuck in the pea gravel. They're trying to drag the thing out. It's stuck in gear because the shifters broke off.
And they're always super fans.
And they're trying to get autographs at the end of the day. I'm trying to give them t-shirts. I mean, you're trying to do everything you can for them, right? So this was the best thing that ever happened was this gentleman stepping up, $800.
I don't know if they still teach this or not, but when I went to Skip Barber road racing school when I was in high school, they pounded into our head that on the cool-off lap, you must wave at every corner worker.
100%. I flip my shield up and I try and make eye contact with him. I just want to make sure. This gentleman's name is Kevin Burns, if we happen to air any of this.
Oh, yeah, we'll learn.
The gentleman's name is Kevin Burns. To me, it's a killer story. So anyways.
Yeah, that's great for... those type of stories, I think, are exactly what the people want us to come and talk about. So thanks for sharing that.
All right.
All right.